Okay, fine. Okay, it's very bizarre not being able to see you all, especially since you are our students. কিন্তু আশা করি তোমাদের যখন কমেন্টস আসবে তখন একটু ইন্টারাকশনটা হবে। I hope you're all এই যে ওকে ইয়া আশা করছি তোমরা ঠিক আছো আর জানি অনেকেরা তোমরা খুব ভালো কাজ করছো, we are very proud of many of you. আর যারা বাড়িতেও আছো মা বাবাদের দেখাশোনা করছো এইসব হচ্ছে। So I'm really glad that you've chosen to discuss about domestic violence, because like domestic labor, this is one of the invisibilized factors of our life, especially in the time of an epidemic. আর অশ্বিনী দেশপান্ডে যেমন খুব সুন্দরভাবে বলেছেন যে she calls it intimate terrorism, domestic violence, and she says let not the curve of intimate terrorism shoot up in our effort to curb the curve of the coronavirus. আর আজকে আমরা এটা নিয়ে কথা বলবো। What I'm going to do is I am going to be drawing upon things that 2-3 people have said, those who are actually working on the field or those who are engaged with work on the field, like Anuradha Kapoor of Swayam, people like Ashwini Deshpande who've been doing research on this internationally also, and of course my own experience of a lifetime of different kinds of activism. And I'm looking forward to questions from you. So আমার মনে হয় আমি 20 মিনিট মতন 20-25 মিনিট মতন কথা বলবো, and I'm going to talk about things in 4 different sections. First, I'll talk about what has changed with the lockdown in the context of domestic violence. Sorry. Then I'll talk about why it's far more difficult for women to get help under lockdown in this time. 3 is what should be done, i.e. what the government should do, what the police should do, etc. And 4 is what can we do, and where are the barriers and obstacles in our doing things, and how do we actually understand our existence in the middle of this epidemic and in the middle of isolation, and how much should we do, how much should we not do. Because as some of you may know, there is a young woman who's a student at Jadavpur University who's actually been going through a very difficult time in the last few days, subject to violence by her brother. And it's been very, very difficult for her to find a shelter. It's become a very inhumane society. And that is largely a result of our lack of understanding of the, our mane, jara involved ache, jara shelter dicche na ittadi, of our lack of understanding of what this isolation is about. And that often makes us a little inhumane also. So I'm looking at the whole question of domestic violence in the context of controlling the coronavirus curve and what our understanding of it is. And I hope that we'll be able to take up a rational, scientific understanding approach to the whole thing. So 2 years ago, the National Crime Records Bureau reported that 31.9% of all crimes against women were committed by their husbands and his relatives. And this is just the crimes committed by their husbands, right? 31.9%. And a huge percentage, in addition to that, a substantial percentage is committed by other people in the house also. So the irony is that, they say that go home and be safe. Meder barite rakho, barite safe thakbe. Is home really the safest place for women? Clearly not. Many of us already know that. So what's changed with the lockdown? Ashwini Deshpande talks about how the stories seem to follow a script across the country, across the world. Countries declare lockdowns, and within 10 days, calls to helplines see a big spike. Women call in distress because either they or their children are being abused at home. Ekhane, Anuradha Kapoor talks about Swayam, saying Swayam is an organization that's been working against violence against women for a very long time. Acha, jodi ami khub druto kotha bolchi, please message karo. I will speak slower, okay? So she says that within 2 days of the lockdown in Kolkata, they started receiving distress calls. Now, what's happening, what's changed is that with abusers and children and others in the household, women's housework has increased, and along with it, the risk of violence has also increased substantially. Why? Because the lockdown gives the abuser the perfect opportunity to dictate, to control all of women's movements and exert violence if needed. And this increased violence, and here's the one place where I'm actually going to draw from Ashwini Deshpande, because she's explained it with a lot of understanding, and we need to see this side of it also. Because what has changed about our situation that's increasing the violence? The increased violence is not just a result of frustration due to physical confinement, because the pandemic has brought with it a global slowdown, massive economic dislocation, closed businesses, the fear of unemployment, and often accompanied by the fear of hunger and poverty for a large number of people in this country. So and all of this for what seems to be an indefinite future. কখন যে শেষ হবে, মানে লকডাউনের পরে তো এগুলো, they're not going to become okay. All of this is going to happen after the lockdown. The global slowdown, massive economic dislocation, এগুলোর impact তো আমাদের উপর লকডাউনের পরে হবে. So the absolute fear of what is going to happen also creates massive psychological problems, massive anxiety levels. And though both men and women are affected by the downturn, there's lots of evidence from the past that violence against women increases during periods of high unemployment. So these are all fears also feeding into the increase in violence. It's not just the frustration of the lockdown. And now, the other second aspect of this is not just husbands and in-laws who are violating women. There's calls from young women, girls, to the NGOs that are working with violence against women, saying that their brothers or their fathers are abusing them physically and mentally. And, we've seen this in a lot of Dalit contexts also, where Dalit women talk about how the Dalit men are oppressed in the field out there by the Jomidars, by the upper caste people. And then they come and take it out on the women. So the women are doubly oppressed. Directly hoy oppression oder ar bari gesho hoy. So ekhane what you have is not just husbands but brothers and fathers also abusing the women who are at home. So domestic violence has increased by about 20 to 70% across the world already. But in India, where you already have approximately 28 women dying or being killed every day due to domestic violence, and I'm quoting here from the National Crime Records. According to the National Commission of Women, domestic violence has actually doubled. Onno deshgulote 20 to 70% increase. In India, it's doubled. And this would be a conservative estimate because, as we know, there's huge numbers of women in India who do not go to report. Ar ekhon aro mushkil hoye geche report kora. So in whatever the number was in the first week of March, in just 7 weeks, by the time the lockdown was announced around the 24th of April, the numbers doubled. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, because not only do many women not report, even those who are willing to are unable to access help because their abuser is at home day and night. Phone ba ki kore korbe. Ar ei karone je helpline gulo arambho hoyeche in India, they've been insisting on also offering WhatsApp and text facilities jate kotha na boleo kora jay. But certain creative organizations across the world have also been developing codes where, if you call a particular organization, if you know the code, and you call and say, I want to see your dresses online, that means I'm in trouble. But if somebody calls to say, I want to buy your dresses, it means that the activists have to land up with the police and save the woman. So there's been various ways of working around this, that if your abuser is home day and night, how are you going to even pick up the phone and complain? Why is it far more difficult for women to get help under lockdown? Keno ekta to barite tomar violence ta badche, but দ্বিতীয়ত পরিস্থিতিটা কি? And this list is absolutely scary. And here again, I'm drawing upon my own understanding of these periods when when there are isolations, lockdowns, etc., and also from the immediate experience of organizations that have been working in Calcutta, like that of like Anu Kapoor's also been saying. One is that a large number of the population may not have access to a phone call, of the women may not have access to a phone call to call the police or a helpline, or they may not know which number to call. Secondly, some may have no money to recharge their phone. Third is that many women are unable to access help with the abuser at home 24/7, day and night, যেটা বলছিলাম. Fourth is that the lack of transport makes it impossible for them to escape the violence. Fifth is that social distancing prevents them from reaching out to neighbors or relatives. যারা আশেপাশে থাকে, যাদের কাছে যেতে পারে, they can't reach out to them because social distancing এর সময় তুমি তো 6 ফুট দূরে থাকবে, কি করে যাবে ওখানে? The other very, very disastrous aspect here is that state mechanisms are not functioning, like protection officers, legal aid services, courts. এগুলো কেউ ফাংশন করছে না, or functioning to such a limited extent that they won't deal with domestic violence cases. 7, finding a safe shelter is a problem. As it is there, we have a shortage of shelter homes in the state, in the country. But even those that are functioning don't want to admit new inmates, new clients, fearing infection. 8, returning to the parents' home is an option, but that too has become dangerous for some because they're being beaten by their parents and being asked to go back to their marital homes, especially in situations where parents can't feed them extra mouth. So this also becomes a vicious circle because when abusers know that the women can't get in legal help from outside, women from a women's organization are not going to turn up at your doorstep and hold you accountable. Neighbors are not going to say anything. It makes the abusers far more vicious. Ode sahoshta bade and they become far more vicious because they know that they can now enjoy a certain kind of immunity from this kind of stuff. It's impunity. So the long-term consequences of this violence will be felt only after the lockdown is over, if a large number of these women are still alive. And of course, bachchadero violence hocche. There's a lot of domestic violence against kids, also against children. So it's not just married women, it's also children, it's also women living in their natal families who are experiencing violence at the hands of their fathers and brothers. So the third thing that I want to talk about is what should be done about this. And the first, of course, is that the government has to play a very proactive role. কেন তোমার যেখানে isolation হচ্ছে, lockdowns হচ্ছে, where people can't even go out, the first step has to be taken by the government. In any case, it's the government's responsibility to look after your protectorate. And women are half the protectorate, right? So and children, another one fourth. So women and girls are half the protectorate, but young boys also are susceptible. The government must ensure that women are protected and provide support services during the lockdown and after the lockdown. So one, you've got to have a dedicated task force to ensure women's safety. You have to have protection officers and services for victims, and all these have to be declared as essential services. People who are working in this field have to be allowed to go into sealed areas also. They have to be allowed to function as all those in the essential areas are being allowed to function. Coordinating with NGOs is very important because NGOs that are already in the field and have a lot of experience. The government can actually expand services available to women, building on the strength of the experience of the NGOs. And introducing helplines providing psychological support is also very critical. So introducing helplines, for rescue, for women whose lives are in danger, but also for psychological support. 3, one has to be very sensitive also to those who are more vulnerable, create more, pay special attention to that, set in place systems for them, for disabled women, for trans women, and in this context, definitely for migrant women also, because there may be situations there that we don't deal with in normal times. And tomader moddhei there are students who are working in different areas who tell me that the trade in women is flourishing, even in this context of corona. Mask pore niye jacche. I don't know how they are preventing any kind of infection, but the trade in women also has been flourishing till activists have gone into those areas and then people have stopped. Finally, the helplines and support services that are set up should obviously be publicized and disseminated along with other COVID advisories. So what we are talking about, just one second. Okay, So the question was then that what can we do with this? What can we do in this context? One, obviously, is to keep the helpline and the police numbers ready and also give them to your friends. Make sure that a lot of people have them and call the police, call the helplines when you see evidence of domestic violence anywhere in your neighborhood, in homes of people you know, etc. The second, there was a very popular Ghanti Bajao campaign at one point in time, which was that men, women, anybody, if you saw domestic violence happening in a neighbor's house, in a friend's house, at the point when you could see it happening, you just go and ring the doorbell. Ring the doorbell, it could be to ask for something, it could be to ask for a newspaper, it could be to give some message, make up something and go. And this campaign had been started because people had understood on the basis of research that critical moments se giye jodi outside intervention hoy, even very banal intervention, it diffuses the moment, it actually saves women from being violated, it can actually save lives also. Now, I know this is a time of corona, but you can always wear your mask and go. You don't have to step inside. Stand outside, keep your 6 feet distance and talk, make up a story, do whatever. Just, intervene in that moment of violence. The third thing is, if you have a vehicle, if you have a cycle, if you have a scooter, if you have a family car, be ready to drive survivors to get help or shelter. One can always disinfect the car. Survivor ke pechone rekhe tumi niye jete paro, tumi samne thakte paro. So if you do drive a vehicle, mentally prepare yourself to be able to drive survivors. We can take all the precautions we want to, right? The fourth thing you can do is be ready to take in survivors if they need shelter. Now, if you have elderly people or infants at home, then that's not going to be safe. Then identify in advance young friends who are living together or young friends who are, young couples, people who are living in a mess together, who are willing to give shelter to survivors. And obviously, you have to take all precautions, all the precautions we are taking to keep ourselves from infection, but don't panic regarding corona. And this is the last thing that I want to dwell upon before we go into discussion. It's don't let the fear of getting corona destroy your human empathy and prevent humane actions. Panic mode jiona. Because remember, corona, I don't know how much, many of you have been reading, I know. Remember that corona can go in 3 ways. Either with vaccination, which is very far away for us, 12 থেকে 18 মাস লাগবে, or if you starve the coronavirus, do not give it any hosts. If the coronavirus cannot find any people to feed on, it'll die out. Obviously, that's not possible in this populated world and certainly not in a country like India. So the only way the coronavirus dies out is if we achieve herd immunity. Herd immunity means if 50 to 80%, closer to 80% of the population gets the coronavirus. তাহলে যদি coronavirus পেতেই হয়, why are we isolating ourselves, right? The reason why we are isolating ourselves is not because we can all prevent ourselves from getting it. We are in isolation to slow down the disease, to keep the numbers, the curve from rising so fast that our health system and our hospitals don't have the capacity to tend to those who do fall critically ill. We are just slowing down the spread so that those who do get critically affected, they can get treatment, হাসপাতালে জায়গা থাকবে, and they have a chance to live. We are in isolation to slow down the spread, and we are in isolation to safeguard the elderly and the very young at home, who are the most vulnerable in terms of their ability to fight the disease. But for many of us, for a majority of us, those who are not unwell, ill, fragile in different ways, those who are not very old, please remember that the latest research, Indian Council of Medical Research findings আছে, for this very corona epidemic, দুদিন ধরে বেরোচ্ছে results that 80% of Indians who have had corona are already, 80% of the Indians who've already had corona, antibiotic antibody tests এগুলো দেখাচ্ছে, they're already asymptomatic. Go online and see the research. They do not, meaning they're asymptomatic, meaning they don't show any symptoms of the disease, but they've already had the coronavirus. We don't even know that we've already had it. The antibody tests are telling us that 80% of us have fought it so successfully that we have not even developed the symptoms. Meaning 80% of those who've had corona already have not shown the symptoms. They've been asymptomatic. So the thing is that many of us will get corona. We will be able to fight it. We will be able to fight it sometimes in ways that we don't, so well that we wouldn't even know that we've got it. So it's not that আমরা isolate করে নিজেকে আমাদের কারোর corona হবে না. So let's get scientific about it. Let's get rational about it. Let's understand what this disease is about. And, as Ashwini Deshpande put it so powerfully, she says, women's lives can't be put on hold till we emerge out of the pandemic. We have to deal with women's lives and the danger to their lives while we are in the pandemic. Let not that curve outshoot the corona curve, right? Or I'm not saying outshoot, but let not that shoot up. So what I'm saying is, please let's not panic. We have to slow down the curve. We have to take all the precautions. We have to ensure that this disease does not spread fast. We have to slow down the speed of this spread. But let's be rational and let's understand that corona holei manush more jay na. It's the old, it's the fragile, it's the ill. Many of us are fighting it and have fought it, right? So let's be rational and scientific. Let's use our intelligence. Let's not panic. Let's be perfectly careful. Take all the precautions, but let not the precautions prevent us from make us irrational and prevent us from reaching out to be there for people, to support others, and to remain humane. I know I don't need to say this to many of you because so many of you are doing such amazing work, especially at JU. The people who've been working with the masks, the sanitizers, the feeding. We've been following you guys closely. But এই কনটেক্সটে আমার মনে হয় ওই সেন্সিটিভিটিটা আমাদের এক্সটেন্ড করতে হবে in a rational and scientific manner, right? So people refusing a survivor entry into a hostel, people refusing a survivor entry into the vicinity of where they live, these are not people who are untouchables. It's not their fault. You and I could get this tomorrow, right? So we have to deal with this scientifically and rationally, understand. So একটু রিসার্চ করো তোমরাও, আমি যেগুলো বলছি গিয়ে খোঁজ নাও, এটাকে বোঝো, and let's think about domestic violence and what we can do about it in a far more proactive way, right? So তোমাদের কি কি প্রশ্ন আছে? Now I'll look forward to your questions because I've talked for a long enough time. I wish we could talk, but send your questions in. What does it mean by boost this post? I've got one question. No, it's not a comment. Okay. কি বুস্ট করব পোস্টটা? ওকে, বুস্ট করছি। No, I'm not accepting anything. Okay. Cancel the ad. I'm not seeing any questions here. Do I have to press something? I'm sure many of you would be knowing about cases of domestic violence having gone up. We know that there are many dysfunctional families. There are many couples where, the women live with their abusers and are in far more difficult situations now. You could ask about concrete things. You could ask about what we do in situations if situations arise. তোমরা যা বলতে চাও বলো। নোনো কি? তর্পণ কিসের জন্য নোনো বললো? Tarpon, write again. What did you say no about? New conversations will appear in tabs. Where are these tabs? Okay. I'm not boosting the post, but I can't see the tabs. You can see questions in the comment section. I can't even see the comment section. আমার স্ক্রিনের ডান দিকে যে কমেন্ট সেকশনটা ছিল সেটা উড়ে গেছে, কি করব? I can just see chat, online, contacts, and I click that and it's gone. Tell me what to do. You can see questions in section. 82 messages from comment section ta. What do I click to get the comment section? Tell me. I can just see the video on. Okay. Shuman Mondol. I read a post on how to stay near exit points at home on your phones. Are these guidelines okay counterproductive? Isn't it better to direct them to some of the helplines you mentioned? Okay, Shuman, yeah, I've got it. You read a post on how to stay near exit points at home on your phones. You're talking about people who are in danger of being abused or in danger of being at the receiving end of violence should stay near exit points at home on your phones. Dakho, I agree with you that it's better to direct them to some of the helplines or call the helplines yourself and say, look, there's trouble here. I mean, if it's a very dire situation where you think lives are in danger, then you could also call the helplines, but otherwise encourage the people. But the point is, jodi oder phone access thake. But if you're talking about women staying near exit points at home, সারাক্ষণ তো একটা মহিলা গেটের কাছে থাকতে পারবে না। আর ফোনটা থাকলে তো obviously you have to be near a phone. Make sure there is a phone around you whenever. সেটা থাকা জরুরি। Okay, I can't see other questions here. Where are you sending the questions, Tarpon? আমি কি আমার ল্যাপটপ স্ক্রিনে কোথাও দেখতে পারি? I can see only the video working on. I can't see my current video. See, I'm seeing the older video working now. That's why I can't see the comments. Okay, Munjima. In many places, mainly remote areas, there have been few cases of domestic violence which the police has not taken any action. And it's also difficult for the activists to reach the area. So are there any other ways to reach the victims? This is a very difficult situation. You're right that remote areas jodi eta hocche, activists from far away would not be able to reach. But if you could contact other people who you know in the areas, they could be local activists, they could be people who are neighbors whom you may know or other people in the community whom you may have worked with. You could call them and suggest ways in which they could actually intervene to at least keep the drastic violence from happening through little interventions, appearing at the door, etc., etc., till help can be reached there. That's a very difficult situation that you're actually talking about. Acha Tarpon, tumi, can you hear me? আমি যে উত্তরগুলো দিলাম তোমরা কি শুনতে পারলে? Unfortunately, I've gone into... Okay. Okay, Ritama. Thanks. It is a very, very difficult situation under lockdown because যেমন বলছিলাম যে when there's no transport, when there's social distancing, it becomes a complete claustrophobic situation where I think we also have to play a far more proactive role in terms of being creative and thinking of ways in which we can help out. Even if we are not feminist activists who are working against domestic violence, even if we are not the police, কিভাবে আমরা ফ্যাসিলিটেট করতে পারি ওই কাজটা একটু আমাদের ভাবতে হবে. I'm putting off my laptop because I can only see an older version of myself there. No point keeping that on. It's just distracting me. You know, this also relates a lot to physical violence, even psychological violence that many of us may be facing under lockdown when we are locked up together. Because each one of us has different anxieties. Some of you will have anxieties about your future, about your jobs, etc. Parents may have anxieties about losing their jobs, what they have, how they're going to move on. So, okay. Abhinash DC, there are two things that I've noticed. The online procedures to allow mobility for citizens in issuance of curfew passes has created trouble for many to move, especially during times of violence. Women or any other person who's threatened goes through tedious processes. There has to be one-stop solution centers and localization of focus on such matters, I guess. Do you not think the state has to be more locally accessible? Absolutely, Avinash. I completely agree with you. In fact, I was also talking earlier about protection officers and officers of the state who will actually go and provide the services for victims. আগে যেখানে মহিলাদের যেতে হতো অফিসে, এখন এদের বাড়িতে যাওয়া উচিত. They should be available on call. So I actually, I don't know when you came in, but আমি 3-4টে জিনিস বলছিলাম গভর্নমেন্টের দায়িত্ব. একটা তো a dedicated police task force. A police task force specially for ensuring women's safety. Protection officers and services for women who are survivors of violence or victims of violence. These should be declared as essential services. So protection officers, dedicated police task force, and services for women. Secondly, এই যে বলছিলাম এনজিওর সাথে কোঅপারেট করে কাজটা বাড়াও, এরিয়াজে বাড়াও, ইন্ট্রোডিউস হেল্পলাইন্স. সো এটা পুলিশের খুব গভর্নমেন্টের খুব বড় দায়িত্ব, পুলিশের খুব বড় দায়িত্ব. Especially under lockdown, what the women can do actually becomes very, very circumscribed. Camellia. Recent circumstances have made me encounter with a few mild as well as severe cases of domestic violence, along with other women's issues. A specific problem that arises while dealing with such cases is that people immediately start panicking, and those who do not really wish to take responsibility or involve themselves in the matter. Yeah, that happens in normal times also. I've often reached out for help only to receive leads to further leads, which have most of the time proven to be useless and vague. This has in turn often demoralized the victim, resulting them to negotiate and ultimately normalize the abuse, especially during this lockdown season. What do you think could be a solution to this? Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, Camellia, and I have experience of this even from normal times. The এখন প্যানিকের সময় তো আরো হওয়ার কথা. It all depends on how well you know the victim, how much you're interacting with the victim also, because একটা আছে that now you have direct helplines to organizations that are working with this, and I know that one or two organizations are doing really, really solid work on the ground. So ওটা একটা আছে যে numbers that are reliable, try and reach out and help with that. Two is that if remote area te acho keu pouchote pacche na for whatever reasons, complete shutdown of the area, the activists can't come in, you can't go out. Sometimes I think women have to strategize. This is not to negotiate in terms of compromise, and it's not to normalize the abuse. If you know the person, then it would be to help the person to strategize so that she is not injured, her life is not endangered during this period, to buy peace for the time being, and then take far more firm steps after the abuse is over, after the lockdown is over. I think some strategizing would be very important if absolutely no help can be reached. And strategizing does not mean compromise. আমি বোঝাতে পারছি নিজেকে? আচ্ছা, আমাদের তো ওকে, থ্যাংকস অনা। should we then call it a day? 1 ঘন্টা হয়ে গেছে। Are there any other questions? Okay, Shomik, so should we call it a day? তোমাদের আর কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকলে, if you have any this thing, I would strongly encourage you to call Swayam, talk to them. Our State Women's Commission number gulo diyeche, hopefully they'll be working. It's a positive move they've taken. Shubhankar, the first step is for administration and law enforcing agencies to recognize the gravity of the problem, to believe women and to sympathize with them. At this time, more than at any other time, women need solid assurance that they will be heard and that help would be sent if they hear for their or their children's lives. Reaching women in distress needs to be classified as an essential service. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. The only thing is that this orientation does not take place overnight. Now, so for decades, women's organizations have been working with the police, trying to impress upon them how important it is to reach out to women in danger. কিন্তু এই যে এখন তুমি বলছো যে essential service, I completely agree with this, and this is what a lot of women's organizations who work with women have been saying, যে এটাকে essential service declare করতেই হবে, because অন্য একটা ভয়ের আড়ালে এই ভায়োলেন্সটা বাড়তে থাকবে আর আমরা কিছু করব না, সেটা হতে পারে না। Absolutely agree with you. ঠিক আছে, so I'm calling it a day. Somebody say yes, it's okay if I call it a day, or do you have other questions? Where are the admins? Yeah, Shubhankar, I agree completely. Okay, so আর কেউ কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করতে চাই কি? আমি না হলে I'm calling it a day then. Okay, Simrin Bishash. There are cases where violence does not pertain to physical blows but is practiced verbally and mentally. I completely agree. As much as negotiations with these quote-unquote mild forms have been normalized, what should be a more sensitized method of interacting with the victims? Because of all times, one can't convince them to take a drastic step. Are you talking about drastic step in the sense of leaving home? The question is not very clear. So one can't convince them to take a drastic step in terms of leaving home, or and who would be interacting with the victim? Are you talking about activists? Are you talking about friends, family? Because what you're talking about is a very, very important problem, and it's even more widespread than physical violence. What we are talking about is verbal violence, psychological violence, and they have been normalized. See, in the এটা করোনার সময়ের মধ্যে অত হবে না, but in the long term, the important thing is to sensitize the abusers, to sensitize the potential abusers, sensitize the men. যে তোমার জীবনে যা কিছু ঘটছে, whatever problems you're having in life, you do not take it out on the women in your house, or you do not take it out in the children in your house. So a large part of this is also sensitizing the potential abusers so that they become very aware of how inhuman they are being. You know, a lot of this is a psychologically driven thing. Domestic violence, a large part of it is psychologically driven. It's you know, the psychological grounding you grew up with, saying yes, it's all right to beat women, the fact that you can take it all out on women, that's why they're there for you, etc., etc. Any books or papers you can suggest for regarding this issue? You're talking about in the time of corona, in the time of lockdown specifically? Kind of domestic violence niye onek kichu ache. It's like you just do a net search and you get loads and loads of things. So are you talking about domestic violence in India, domestic violence in Calcutta? If you give me a more specific question, I'll be able to answer that, right? Simran, being a witness of someone who faces violence, interacting with someone I know is a victim. Okay. Simran, if you're talking about in this time of lockdown, then this verbal and mental abuse এর বিরুদ্ধে drastic step এখন নিতে পারবে কি না যার কথা বলছো তুমি, i.e. বাড়িটা ছেড়ে বেরোতে পারবে কি না, that is the drastic step you're talking about. যদি ওটা ওর অল্টারনেটিভ থাকে, অন্য জায়গায় গিয়ে থাকতে পারে, and that verbal and mental abuse has become unbearable, then you would have to take that decision. That যেখানে যাবে সেখানে welcome থাকবে কি না, will she get security there, or will there be new anxieties for her? Otherwise, I think one thing to do would be to really reinforce her psychologically, be in interaction, offer support, offer solidarity. অনেক সময় কি হয় না, that in times of lockdown like this, you need an outlet. You need to be able to discuss things out with people, and সেখানেও strategize যে কিভাবে কি করলে maybe you can prevent that kind of mental or psychological violence for now, or make it less for now. And then the drastic steps can maybe come after the lockdown, because lockdown এর মধ্যে women are becoming even more vulnerable. এমনিতেই বাড়ি থেকে বেরোনোর সাহস অনেক কম জনের থাকে, unless things become absolutely impossible. কিন্তু এই সময়ের মধ্যে বেরিয়ে কোথায় যাবে, অল্টারনেটিভ জায়গা থাকলে এগুলো ভাবা যায়, and you have to be very confident that the alternative space is available. The little eye on the top with the numbers there, does that mean minutes or numbers? Does it mean minutes? কত মিনিট হয়ে গেছে এই সেকেন্ড রাউন্ডে, না does that indicate numbers of people who are there? Okay, so আমি তাহলে আজকে শেষ করছি, because it's past 8:30 and we promised we'd finish by 8:30. So I'm really glad that you guys are interacting in this manner and about such important things. তোমরা যদি আবার এগুলো নিয়ে কথা বলতে চাও, কিছু বলতে চাও, if there are cases that you want to think of how to handle, etc., etc., নিজেদের মধ্যে কথা বলো, স্বয়ংকে ফোন করো, and if necessary then you can talk to some of us also. Okay, thanks Deepshika. Get it, number of people who are watching, it's going up and down. Okay, so bye all of you, take care, আর ভালো থেকো, be there for each other, and pick up the phone and talk to each other. Don't just message. Sometimes talking to each other helps much, much more. Okay, so কথা বলবে পরস্পরের সাথে. Go back to the art of conversation. Okay, thank you, got it. Okay, so bye everybody, take care. হ্যাঁ, ভালো থেকো তোমরা. Finish করছি, টাটা.